Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes made his frustrations with his teammates clear during the first half of Sunday's Manchester derby. The Red Devils saw several of promising situations spoiled by poor decision-making, much to the annoyance of the Portuguese. First, he took aim at Alejandro Garnacho after feeling the Argentine didn't play a pass quickly enough as United looked to get something going. Moments later, Patrick Dorgu was the target of Fernandez's annoyance. Former United skipper Gary Neville was on commentary duty for the game. He suggested Dorgu had no excuse for straying offside, while also siding with United's number 8 over the Garnacho clash. Bruno is having a go at Garnacho and he is right, Neville said during Sky Sports coverage. The pass is too slow and it's behind Fernandez. Elsewhere in the first half, the often demonstrative Fernandez was seen remonstrating at United striker Rasmus Højlund for his movement as the home side probed for an opener. The two teams went in level at the break, with Fernandez himself testing Ederson in the City goal, and neither team managed to find a breakthrough in the second half either. It was a relatively subdued affair, all told, with the visitors visibly missing their top scorer Erling Haaland. Injured striker Haaland is unlikely to play again in the league this season. Omar Marmoush led the line in his absence, but neither the Egyptian or his supporting cast managed to get much going. The closest either team came to scoring was in United's first proper attack. Garnacho was brought down by Ruben Dias, but the offence was committed just outside the penalty area and Fernandes failed to take advantage from the ensuing free kick. Kevin De Bruyne was playing his final Manchester derby, having confirmed earlier in the week that he would be leaving City in the summer. Ahead of the game, former England midfielder Leon Osman pointed to the Belgian's ability to do it all himself over the years. You may feel like you've done everything you can and played well, and then you give Kevin De Bruyne half a yard and he's stolen the game from you, Osman said on BBC Radio 5 Live. He's done that single-handedly at times. Yes, he's had an amazing array of players around him at Manchester City, but he is the player that provides that spark. He does stuff that not everyone else is capable of. Ruben Amorim believes every Manchester United player could perform better amid the club's inconsistent season. The Portuguese coach has struggled to have an impact at Old Trafford since his arrival. Their inconsistency continued on Sunday afternoon with a 0-0 draw against local rivals Manchester City at Old Trafford. It leaves the Red Devils sitting 13th in the Premier League table, meaning their only route into the Champions League for next season would be by claiming victory in the Europa League. Amorim has only won 6 out of his 20 Premier League games this season. And despite the United boss claiming that there has been development within the team since his appointment, he has sent a clear message to each of his players that they need to improve. Speaking after Sunday's game, he said, "You can see it. Same as me, the team is more comfortable. The positions, we can make better connections. We are pushing the opponents sometimes to the last third. We are defending and blocking the talented players like Manchester City have. I think we blocked most of the chances. They didn't create much. They had the ball, but without danger. So we are improving. We have so many aspects to improve. Everywhere we need to improve in every aspect. Build up, transition, decisions in the final third," Amorim added. Every player can improve. They are here because they showed something at other clubs. They have the quality. We are still a team that plays on transition. We need to spend more time in final third to have more opportunities. United will now turn their attentions to their Europa League campaign with a quarter-final clash with Lyon to come. And Amorim has not played down how crucial the tie could be for his side and the remainder of the campaign. He said it's really important. Again, it's not the most important thing for Manchester United because we have a lot of things to do, but you can see it in this season. The Europa League is really important. We can reach the Champions League next season. We can win something. So we are going to do everything to try to go to the next stage. Following the clash with Lyon, United's next assignment in the league pits them against Newcastle, who themselves are playing Champions League football next weekend. The Red Devils travel to St James's Park on Sunday afternoon. Manchester United are preparing to take on Manchester City in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon in a huge game for both clubs. Beyond the usual bragging rights, there is a lot to play for, with United desperate for points as they sit in a lowly 13th place, while City are pushing for a place in the top four. Ruben Amorim has good memories of the Manchester derby, having come out on top via a 2-1 scoreline back in December, thanks to Amad Diallo's dramatic late winner. That remains the high point of Amorim's difficult spell in charge of United, who have won just 10 of their 30 league games this season. A narrow 1-0 defeat at the hands of Nottingham Forest on Tuesday brought plenty of frustration, which the team must channel into an improved performance against Pep Guardiola's side this weekend. They will then go into the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final against Lyon, another crucial game which could define the campaign. So with another weekend of Premier League action upon us, here are the latest headlines. Manchester United have been boosted by the return to training of Kobbie Mainoo, but Matthijs de Ligt is a doubt for Sunday's game. Amorim has been hampered by injuries, but Mainoo is approaching full fitness once again. I think Kobbie is returning to training, so we will assess him ahead of the game, he said on Friday. He cannot play a full game. I think Matthijs has an issue. Yes, Mason Mount is fit enough to start, but we must manage him. Mason has trained a lot of times, getting the load in his body. Sometimes the mind is more important than the body. He is fit to play, and we will see on Sunday. Amorim has once again underlined how long it will take to get United back to a position where they can compete for the Premier League title. I understand. I'm not naive. He said yesterday, I'm not saying we're going to win the title next year. I'm not crazy. I don't want to think we need a lot of years to be competitive. I cannot think like that. That is why I am putting pressure on myself. I know we are not going to be the biggest contender in the next year or 2 years. We're doing a lot of things, putting in some standards, and sometimes we change players, so they have to adjust to our new standards. I know it's difficult to do that in just 1 year. I know it's going to take time, but I will not think like that and say, I need a lot of years. I cannot manage like that. Scott McTominay believes he played in the wrong position for a lot of his time at Manchester United. The Scotland international left the club for Napoli in the summer and has been playing brilliantly in Italy, recording 7 goals and 4 assists so far this season under Antonio Conte. His experiences in Naples have made him reflect on his time at his boyhood club. When I got into the first team, I was quite misprofiled in where I was playing, he told The Athletic. It wasn't the fault of any coaches. My strengths have always been getting into the box, scoring goals, being a problem in there. But I was being used as a number 6 or as a centre-back, and that has never really been my game. When you're playing for Manchester United and you're 20, you can't knock on the manager's door and say that you expect to be playing at number 8 ahead of Paul Pogba. It's not realistic.